What's up, Madden community? MT Squared back with another Madden 23 Ultimate Team video. And today we're going to discuss what you can expect the market to look like the first week that Madden 23 Ultimate Team comes out. This video is based off of what the market looked like last year at the start of the game for the top cards in Madden Ultimate Team. And keep in mind that last year the official launch day was on August 20th with the full early access 3 days earlier on August 17th. Last year, we did have the 10-hour trial with EA Play, so you'll notice that the Correlate's market price history I'm about to show you starts on August 12th. Technically 8 days before the official launch of the game. Those would be for our friends who live in New Zealand, or those who may or may not have set their time zone to New Zealand. If you do enjoy this video or find it helpful, hit that like button down below and subscribe so you can see future content. Most of my videos are theme team related, but I do also put out analysis videos like this. One more thing to note before I get started, last year every Correlate had a power-up, so we don't know yet how that is going to affect the market for this year since Correlates do not have power-ups. I would expect that would mean it would drive up the prices for the rest of the cards. How much you ask, that I don't really know at this point yet. If I were to guess, I'd say maybe 10%, maybe 20% higher, depending on the desirability of the card. So let's look at some of the top cards that started out Madden Ultimate Team last year. And throughout this video, I will display the MUT 22 Correlate that matches the Correlate for MUT 23 this year. On the left, you'll see about the first month of sale history for that card after it came out. And then for our first card, last year's 88 overall happens to match this year's. We have Derrick Henry. He started out right around 200,000 coins, dipped down to about 150, went back up, went back down. You'll see a similar staggering effect as far as the prices going down and up pretty rapidly for every card. It's just based off of how many cards are in the shop, how many people want that card at any given point. A lot of people like to upgrade their teams for Weekend League. So it all depends on the timing of that. When Legends drops, we get new cards that come out. Cards tend to be cheaper on Legends weekend. So this is about the month history for Derrick Henry, though. Next up, we have Jonathan Taylor's 87 overall card. Last year, we had Christian McCaffrey. Now, I'm going to anticipate that Jonathan Taylor's card is going to be more desired than Christian McCaffrey's last year because of the fact that Jonathan Taylor is the fastest Correlate. So we do also have the Joe Mixon Headliners promo card that comes out. But Jonathan Taylor, I think, is going to be a pretty well-desired card because of the fact that he's the fastest Correlate. I think some people might go with Derrick Henry, some people might go with Jonathan Taylor, especially if you don't want to spend, the 200,000 coins for a Derrick Henry, or maybe the 250,000 coins that I'm expecting Joe Mixon to probably be. Next up, we have Cooper Kupp's 88 overall card. Last year, we had Davonte Adams as the 88 overall wide receiver. So Davonte Adams started out around 100,000, went up to about 140, went down for a day or two, went back up to 140. And that's about 3 weeks into the game at 140,000 coins. And then he plummeted back down, probably because a new wide receiver came into the game. Next up, we have Tyrex Hills, 87 overall card. Last year, he also had an 87 overall card. He started out at 300,000 coins, went down, went back up, went down, settled at around 250,000 coins, probably about 2 weeks into the game, and then went back down to about 200,000 coins, and then a month into the game, settled out around 140, 150,000 coins. I would expect that Tyreek Hill's card probably going to have the same effect, if not maybe even higher. He may be even as high as 350,000 coins to start the game. Last year, he was the second fastest wide receiver. Jamar Chase had that rookie premier card that had come out. I think he had 91 speed. I think Tyreek Hill, his card last year, I think had like 88 or 89 speed stock. To power him up, he would be at 89 or 90, but still slower than Jamar Chase. This year, Tyreek Hill is the fastest wide receiver to start the game. So depending on who the first group of Legends wide receivers that we get are, I would really expect Tyreek Hill to be a very desired card. I think he's going to start probably around that 300 to 350 range, probably come down similarly this progression that you see. Next up, we have Jalen Ramsey's 88 overall card. Last year, he also had the 88 overall. Started out around 200,000. A couple weeks in, went down to 150, and then you can see where he went from there. I would expect that he's probably going to be a little bit higher this year, actually, not just because of the power-up situation, but I felt like that they gave him a little bit more respect with his stats. Last year, Jair Alexander was the 87 overall correlate. He was faster than Jalen Ramsey, so some people wanted that Jair card. Jalen Ramsey is the fastest correlate. We do also have that L'Jarius Sneed headliners card that comes out, but you need 2 or 3 cornerbacks anyway. So I feel like a lot of people are really going to want this Jalen Ramsey card. Plus, he plays for the Rams. Lots of people runs Rams theme teams, like I mentioned before. Next up, we have J.C. Jackson's 87 overall card. Now, this one's interesting because the Jair Alexander, he was faster last year than Jalen Ramsey. He's shorter, though, so he's like 5'10", 5'11". J.C. Jackson is 6'1", plus he plays for the Chargers. Theme teams, again, are super popular. A lot of people are going to be running Chargers theme teams. The Chargers are getting a ton of really good cards at the start of the game. They are the #1 theme team, in my opinion. I put out a video a couple days ago highlighting my top 5 theme teams, and the Chargers are stacked at the start of the game. So I think that that's going to play a large role into the desirability of J.C. Jackson's card. So I would expect that he's going to be very popular at the start. So I think he's probably going to be around the 160 to 175,000 coin range, maybe even a little bit higher for a couple days. We'll have to wait and see. Next up, we have Aaron Donald's 88 overall card. So Aaron Donald's an interesting one. He obviously had the 88 overall last year, but last year we only had one 88 overall right end, and this year we have 2. So you can see here we have Myles Garrett as well. Last year, Myles Garrett had the 87 overall correlate. So I feel like this is going to split the market on the right end. So last year, if you wanted the best right end, you went out and got Aaron Donald. This year, you can choose between Myles Garrett or Aaron Donald. They have very similar stats. I feel like Aaron Donald is a little bit better than Myles Garrett, but some people are going to choose Aaron Donald, some people are going to choose Myles Garrett. Might even depend on who's just cheaper in the store at that given day. So it could even swing back and forth. But I think that's going to cut their market down to more around 175 to 200 to start, and then slowly dip down to that 150 range a little bit faster than last year. Next up, we have Mark Andrews' 88 overall card. Last year, we had Travis Kelce as the 88 overall. So Kelce was interesting. He started out 100, went up to 140 to 160, stayed there for quite a while, actually. I mean, he went up and down, but really 3 weeks into the game was still 140,000 coins. So pretty impressive there. I think that Mark Andrews, depending on who we get for a tight end in Legends, I think Mark Andrews may be a very well-desired card because of the fact that he's a really good run blocker. So he has 81 run blocking on his 88 overall card. If you've read and heard about the Madden 23 beta, then you've heard that if a tight end can't block, doesn't have good blocking stats, then outside linebackers and defensive ends are just going to go right around them. So on run plays, if a tight end can't block, you're not going to be able to run the ball anywhere. So I think that's going to play a factor into the desirability of Mark Andrews. TJ Watt, next up, we have his 88 overall card. There was no 88 overall outside linebacker last year, so he started out right at about 100,000 coins. Pretty stagnant, honestly. I would expect, obviously, he's going to be much higher because of the fact that he's an 88 and not an 87. That'll probably be what he'll be, more around the 130 to 150,000 coin range, I would expect. Next up, we have Fred Warner's 87 overall middle linebacker. Started out at around 80, went up to about 90 to 100,000, stayed there for quite a bit. He has an 87 overall this year as well. So I would expect he'll probably be about the same. I don't think he'll see a big spike because of the no power-up situation. Not a lot of people use middle linebackers. So his price will probably be about the same. And then for offensive linemen, we don't have any information on any of the lower, the 87s and 86s and stuff like that for offensive linemen. The only offensive lineman we know about is Trent Williams, who is part of that 88 club for the top 10 cards in Madden Ultimate Team. So I wanted to show you a couple price histories on a couple offensive linemen. So we have David Bakhtiari's 87 overall card. He started out around 80, went up to about 100, and then even went up to about 120,000 coins. And then for Ryan Ramczyk, similar story here. He spiked up even higher, up to 140,000, probably because of the fact that there was a left tackle superstar MVP card, that Tyron Smith card that came out, that played a factor into the other one not being as high. So I would expect probably about the same again. We're going to get a bunch of 87s and 86s for core elites There's also going to be the Madden 20, the rookie premier offensive linemen that are going to be pretty popular. Those are going to be very expensive, I think. Those are all really good cards. And then I wanted to showcase you guys a couple of the headliners masters. So we have L'Jarius Sneed here. Last year we had Marlon Humphrey as a superstar MVP master that came out at about the same time. He started out at about 200,000 coins, went up to almost 250, and then slowly went down from there as more people got those superstar MVP cards to trade in for sets to get the masters. The other defensive master was Von Miller. He didn't go quite as high as Marlon Humphrey. Generally speaking, though, most of our promos, the masters, are generally around the same price, no matter what, because of the fact that you need sets to get them. So the profitability factor, Marlon Humphrey might have been a more desired card, on a couple given days, based off of if people were getting teams for weekend league or whatever, trying to upgrade their team. So L'Jarius Sneed definitely going to be very expensive. He's got 88 speed on his 89 overall card. Again, the fastest wide receiver is only 87 with that Tyreek Hill. So he's definitely going to be a very desired card, that L'Jarius Sneed. The other headliner master is Joe Mixon, also going to be the best running back in the game to start. So you can see Russell Wilson, the offensive master, started out around 200,000, kind of stayed stagnant, went up and down a little bit, and then went down to about 150,000 coins. Again, I would expect Joe Mixon to be at around 250,000 coins probably. Same thing with L'Jarius Sneed. And then I have Michael Thomas's history here as well. So there are two big positions I could not do this analysis for. One being the quarterback position, because of the information being skewed from last year, considering there were pre-order bundles where you got either a free 88 Mahomes or 87 Brady. So their prices were very low at the start of the game since most people got a free one. So there's nothing really to compare for them. And then for safeties at the start of the game last year, the highest overall safeties were 86 correlates. This year we have two 87s and an 88. So again, I felt like comparing them wouldn't really give us a good correlation to what we can expect on day one. There was a superstar MVP 89 Buda Baker, but again, not really fair to compare that to one of the 88s or 87s. So that's it for today's video, guys. If you did like this video or found it helpful, hit that like button and make sure you're subscribed so you can see my future content. And let me know in the comments what you liked about this style video and what maybe I can do differently. I plan on doing a similar style video for the first Legends weekend so that you guys can get an expectation on how much the Legends are going to cost that first weekend as well. So, and that's it for today's video, guys. Thank you all for watching.